have that instinct automatically? Because remember, some of this stuff is genetic. They either have it or they don't, right? This is what it's all about, people. Attack the boy! He must know that I'm in the dog fight with him. I'm next to him side by side. We have a bond that's unbreakable. We made it. God damn, that was a hell of a damn. We made it. And you know, I'm here, man, with the catheter, with water. You know, I said we had to do this. You know, listen, cancer can't keep a good brother down, man. It just can't.
Definitely can't.
It can't. People, I want to thank everybody for their messages, their calls, their emails in regards to me coming out of surgery for this prostate cancer. People, men over 40, get your goddamn PSAs checked. All it takes is blood work. And listen, Larry, you know, it ain't the one where the doctor's sticking his finger up your ass. You can't check your PSAs doing that. You got to get blood work.
Yeah.
Then you know what's going on. And people, I want to say, you know, like, you know, I've been told, don't do this today. Sit back on my feet, sit back, chill, relax. But I can't stay idle, man. I can't stay idle. So people, I want to introduce a dude that I've been watching for a while. He made sense. And the tipping point for me, to say, man, I got to get this guy on the show, is when he said, man, about when you talk about raw food, it was like, hey, man, all you guys getting all this different raw food and people come up with this exotic shit, talking about beaver meat and alligator feet. I said, man, you know, y'all going too left field with this shit. Keep it simple, man. Keep it simple. So I'm with Larry Brodanex. Did I pronounce it correct? Brodanex. Hey, they fuck up my last name too. Listen, we got to blame it on the Louisiana purchase. You know what I'm saying? And my man is from 3T Academy, and you know, Trauma Line, 3T Academy.
3TE Academy.
3TE Academy. I'm chopping shit up. I ain't on drugs. It's just we're trying to do too much at such a short period of time. But I want to say, Larry, thanks for showing up, man. And at a last minute notice, I think I reached out to you maybe 4 days ago. And I said, man, I love your content. I love the fact that you're candid, you're honest, you don't sugarcoat shit, you tell it what it is. And there's a lot of fuckery going on with this dog training business, you know, and with breeds too in general. You know, people breed breeds for a certain reason. But you and I, we have some shit in common where we breeding dogs that are utility. They have a purpose. I'm not breeding big, pretty ass dogs. My dog's got to contribute to the household.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And so
like water for free.
That's right. Because, you know, listen, anytime a dog going to the vet more than I go to the doctor, you shit more than I do. You eat more than me.
Yeah.
And you don't contribute to the household.
You better protect this mug with your life.
Shit. You better be able to want to die for me and my family.
Yeah. So,
man, thanks for being on the show, man. I don't know where to start, but I know we talked about some of the good trainers. The good trainers' names stay good even when they're gone. And I told you one of the cats that I admire, that I talked to, who gave me hella game just over the phone, was a guy named Gerald Rogers, man, out of Chicago. I said, I want to say rest in peace, Gerald Rogers. You know him personally as well. And tell me, man, tell me about you, how long you've been in the dog game, and what trainers in your area that has influenced you.
Well, I started off, man, as a younger. I've been a big pit bull fan. And I remember I wanted a pit bull so bad, brother. A young kid, I couldn't. My mother wasn't having them fighting dogs in the house and this, that, and other. As when I got older, man, I had got my first actual pit bull. And I won't necessarily say he was a pit bull because of the fact that his size was over 100 pounds. And usually, right, regular pit bulls are somewhere between 40 to 60, maybe 70 tops. If that, you know. Yeah. He was a bigger dog, so he was, you know, he probably was a bully then, you know, before the bully stuff came out. And to be honest with you, man, I didn't want to be a statistic. I didn't want to be just another brother with a pit bull. And every time they see you with a pit bull, they want to think you either a drug dealer or a gangbanger or you're dog fighting.
Right.
So my thought process is that I want this dog trained. Now, as a kid, I had a schnauzer, a miniature schnauzer, and she was trained, but that was just household stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I really didn't get into it till I actually went to a trainer and started working with him and working and putting my dog together, going to classes every week. And one day he said something about he didn't have a decoy, and I volunteered with no problem. And he comes in with this bulldog, and bulldog looked like it ain't gonna do a damn thing, to be honest with you.
Right.
The dog name was Bendy, female bulldog, and he tell me to stand in the corner, put my hands in front of me, and turn my back. And he sent this dog, and man, when I say it felt like a linebacker ran into my back, man, I was like, what the hell was that? So I worked the dog, and he was like, "You okay?" I'm like, "Yeah, come on, let's go." And that's how it all began.
Yeah.
And I started putting a lot of time and training into working my dog, and I ended up becoming his apprentice for a little bit of time.
Yeah.
As I had got into training more and more and more, I would go to different trainers and see their methods and work with them, and try to get my own idea about what they were doing, because I'm gonna tell you, in my eyes, there's no school that can teach you anything about dog training. I don't give a care what course you go through. It's about the experience. It's just like being a barber. You can go to barber school all day long and learn everything in the book, but that don't mean you can cut hair. Just because they give you that diploma, that don't mean you can cut hair. The experience comes from, you actually being out there, in the field, and, working these dogs and making mistakes, and, actually having some common sense too, and having some smarts, because some things that I told to you, people just listen. It's like, did you hear what he just told you? That sounds like the most asinine thing in the world to say. Like, that was the dumbest crap in the world to say. So I got into it, and I really, it was something I loved doing, because I used to want to be a veterinarian when I was a kid, and then dog training was just like a second nature for me. Like, I was just in heaven when I started dog training. I ain't want to do nothing but train every day. Dog go outside to use the bathroom, I train them for 30 minutes. You want to eat, I train them for another 30 minutes. So after meeting up with quite a bit of different trainers, and stepping in front of a lot of dogs, and listening, actually paying attention and watching.
Facts.
I came up with my own recipe of training, but my thought process was a lot different when it comes down to training, because when you're talking about personal protection dogs, you got to know what personal protection actually is.
Right.
And people don't really understand what personal protection is. They get it confused with guard dog and then the sport work. That's not the same. All of those are three different things. A guard dog is a dog that's going to bite anybody. It has one owner, and it doesn't care if you child, woman, man, anything. It's bite. If you're not supposed to be on that property, you're getting bit. If he don't know you, you're getting bit. Personal protection dogs are dogs that, are still sociable, but at the same time, they know when it's time to work. When you decide you want to act up, he gonna mess around and find out and show you why you acted up. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And then when you come down to the sport dogs are what they are, what it says. It's sport. Those dogs are just sport dogs. They are not personal protection dogs. Not to say that they can't be, but they are in a contest. They're in a show. They're performing. They're not actually serious. And not to say that they can't be, because I have seen some that actually are that can be real serious. But they're being trained for a sport, so they're going to go by the rules of the sport.
The script. Yep.
They're going to go by the script. But when you're doing personal protection, I think a lot of people think that personal protection is just okay. Personal protection is just biting. And they don't realize it's not about just biting. It's about knowing how to bite the correct way, to release, to understand what the situation is, to actually be able to take a hit. You know, in real life, ain't nobody about to swing no stick over your dog like this. Your dog will have to get whooped because survival of life kicks in. Anytime somebody break in your house and a dog get on them, I can guarantee your TV and everything is about to hit that dog because they're going to try their best to get away from that dog. So if you're not preparing your dog for that when you're training, you really don't have a personal protection dog.
I feel you on that, man. And we talked about a lot of topics on what we should discuss and what should be talked about, because a lot of people out there are getting fucked over and they're seeing shit online and then they don't know what they're seeing, but they're not looking because they don't know.
Right.
And I tell people all the time, I said, listen, most dogs with any kind of training or any kind of protective or prey drive instinct, when you put a rag or you put a sleeve on and you cracking the whip, he's going to respond because now he think it's fun, right? And they think that, oh, my dog is a great protection dog. See how he act with this padded suit on and blah, blah. Bro, take the suit off. Take the suit off. Yeah. I want to see him be civil like a motherfucker.
Take all that equipment off.
Right. Yeah, like you said, be naked.
We'll
talk about that, butt naked. Then we see what the dog is made of and see if it's clarity involved. You know, that's the point. And me personally, man, I'm like, one thing I've learned in this dog game, and I'm always learning because I'm not a K9 trainer, even though I've been in clubs, I have competed on a field for sport work, but I'm not a trainer. I'm in a club. I've noticed that every trainer has a different method on building their foundation. And what I haven't been noticing, but I'm seeing now, which is the best foundation, which can almost be, this type of foundation can almost circumference any kind of thing you want to do with the dog, is teaching the dog how to be civil. You can teach him how to be civil when you're doing prey, play, and he still know the assignment. You can teach that motherfucker how to do dumbbell work, how to do table work, how to do escort work, because now the shit knows that, you know what, I don't give a fuck what he put in front of me or beside me. I know that I have targets. I'm going to hit on this motherfucker, whether he got something on or not. Now, like I said, I'm not a trainer, but I do believe in teaching a dog how to be civil, and that's important. Now, we talked about obedience. A lot of these other people are getting duped and brainwashed that, oh, my dog's, he's really dialed in. And you're looking at the video closer. I said, wait a minute, the trainer has an e-collar on.
Right.
So wait a minute.
Right.
If he's dialed in,
why you got the e-collar?
Right. And if he's dialed in, why does he have a prong? A prong is a temporary tool, not a permanent tool.
Exactly.
Right?
Hold on.
I want you to talk about that in regards to what real, how do you determine if a dog is really, really trained?
Well, I'll say this. I have never been a e-collar person. I've never been into it. I think that it's a real big handicap. Now I've seen some good work on it, but in my eyes, it's really questionable to me because of the fact that, first of all, this is the fact that you got this collar on his neck. It can feel that collar. It can actually feel that collar on his neck.
Without you shocking it.
Even without you shocking it. It can still feel it. So it's gotten accustomed to feeling this on it. So guess what? It's like, I know it's there, so I'm going to act the correct way because I know it's there. Even if you're not using it, I'm just going to do what I need to do so it doesn't have to react. But I also have seen where people have taken that e-collar off and it ain't looking so good. It ain't looking, but I have seen it where they taking e-collar off and it has still looked good. But the thing is that when you do take the e-collar off, I'm not a big fan of how the dog is wired when it comes to the e-collar, like how it changes the dog's personality. For me, that's just for me. I don't like it. You know what I'm saying? So for me, that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a big fan of that. Never have. I'm old school like Gerald now. Regular choker, regular prong. You know, but people have to understand you can't always use a choker or a prong depending on the dog's personality. Dog might be too soft, so you might have to just use regular choker. Or the dog may be too hard, you might have to go to a prong. Or you might have to just use a nylon. But you got to know, you got to pay attention to the dog's personality. I watch people put prong collars on dogs that it shut the dog down so bad. It's like, why do you have a prong collar on this dog? Like, you actually going backwards. You're not moving forward. You creating a situation for this dog that you finna have to fix.
Yep.
You're gonna have to fix this now because this dog is so traumatized by that prong collar or shutting down so far and going so far back. You're gonna have to build this dog's trust up, encouragement up, all that, all over again. All over again. You get what I'm saying? So you can't use those things, you know what I'm saying, all the time on the same, every dog.
What about this? We talked about this too. We talked about sometimes a prong, it goes the opposite direction where the dog loads up.
Well, with those type of situations with a dog that's loading up, and I'm just gonna be honest with you, I get a dog that's loading up. I get that. But when you're teaching real dogs and you're a real trainer, load up with me if you want to. I'm in command. I'm the alpha. So if you're going to come back at me, you got to pay the consequences behind it. You feel what I'm saying? And the consequences are going to be stronger than what you can get because you got to understand, if he feels that he can win, he's going to do it all the time. All he has to do is win that first time and you don't hit no consequence. He's going to do it all the time. All I got to do is go up the leash on you and I win. No, you go up the leash on me. Excuse my language. We're going to fuck around and find out. Right. I'm not losing my alpha position to you. And people don't understand. This is a dog. This is not a human. Dogs live by a pack mentality. The alpha did not become the alpha just one day he woke up. He had to challenge the last alpha and whoop his ass to get the position.
Right.
The last alpha lost the fight. So guess what happened? He became the alpha.
That's right. The other one bowed down.
Exactly. So I'm old school. We gonna get down together. We gonna get down together. And guess when I win the fight, now we gonna go back into it.
That's what Al told me. Al Benuelos was like, Al was out there when the motherfucker attacked me, when he bit me, when I was correcting him. And I was correcting him, LB, I was correcting Bo right when he fucked up. I didn't correct him like 30 minutes later where it's confusion and shit. No, motherfucker, I told you not to get from the down position. I told you to couche. I turned my back. You got up again. Al say, correct him, put him right back down. Did it again. He got back up. It's like, okay, I'm gonna correct you and give you a harder correction because the first correction, it wasn't hitting you good enough.
Right.
And as soon as that motherfucker loaded up, he stiffened up. Next thing you know, he came at me. And you're right about that. Certain things has to be done that it can't be seen on TV, right?
Well, you know what? I'm this. I work with people all the time, and I'm just gonna be honest. I'm this type of trainer. If we working, I tell a person in a minute, your dog bite me, I'm getting my lick back. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
Right.
I'm gonna tell you, I'm going home. Bottom line, I'm going home to my family. So if your dog bite me, I'm getting my lick back. That simple. If it ain't supposed to bite me, we working. If that mug come off the leash and do something he ain't got no business doing, hey, we got a battle then. You know what I'm saying? Just that simple. But I think people are more afraid to get into their dogs like that. I think they have this one-track mind. Well, you got to do this, you got to do that, and you got to do that. And I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to go to parenting. I'm going to kind of step over in parenting. Some parents put their kid in the corner. Some people get the belt and get that rod. You know what I'm saying? What may work for you may not work for this kid.
Right. You
get what I'm saying? My parents was old school. I got that belt. It wasn't none of that corner. You know what I'm saying? But I'm going to be honest with you. It's just like with the dog. Sometimes you can be gentle and it goes away. But sometimes being that gentle stuff don't do nothing but make it worse.
Yeah.
It makes it worse. I mean, I'm sorry. We back into parenting. I'm sorry. Little Timmy in the corner talking some, you go sit in the corner. Then little Timmy around here talking some, fuck you, mom. Fuck you, dad. Now you around here shooting. Now let's talk about little Ray Ray with old school Big Mama. They got the belt. They got down on him. He got a whooping. Got in trouble. Guess what? He ain't the one talking about some F you, fuck you, Big Mama, fuck you, mama. Trying to fight his parents. So the same thing goes with a dog. You know what I'm saying? I've watched people do all that, always positive, and I'm like, no, he needs to be corrected. Like, for real. I'm watching this dog getting to the point where he like, this don't work for me. And guess what? All of this positive kumbaya that you doing, I'm just getting away with it anyway. And guess what? Eventually, guess what happened? The dog ends up acting a fool. And I don't know why he like that. Because you ain't never got on his ass. He's not a. I'm like this. I feel as though that there should be some type of fear in your dog of you. It's just like a pack of wolves. They do fear the alpha, but they also respect him as well. It's just that one that decides when he get old enough, he gonna try.
That's facts. You know, the thing is too, because I remember Al said when it happened, right after it happened, he said you need to go there and choke that motherfucker out until you're almost about to pass out, and then
drop him. Then drop him right there and be like, "Are you done?
Are you good? Yeah,
you good? Right? You good? You good?
Right?"
And guess what? I had that situation happen to me one time. My boy knockout, and I got on his butt. Right, I got on his butt real bad, and the thing is that I got on his butt. He went for the decoy, took a hit. He decided to get he wanted to go back for another bite. So he redirected and tried to hit me. I dropped the leash, then he went for the decoy. I went to and got his ass. I got him. And when I say I got his ass, after I got him, when we went back to do it again, when I said out, he spit that sleeve out so quick and just looked at me.
Just like that.
He was like, "Daddy, I did it, and I ain't moved." And I knew what type of dog my boy Knockout was. Knockout was that, you know, you got that buddy, y'all go to the club, and he looking to fight. He hoping something jump off. That was Knockout. Trauma, on the other hand, Trauma was the more like, look, I don't want to have to hurt you, but I will. So, man, just don't do nothing stupid. Knockout was, man, I hope you do something so I can kick your ass.
He lived for that shit.
He wanted you to.
Yeah.
So I knew what type of dog he was, and I knew what I was building. But I wasn't going to lose my position as an alpha to that dog, knowing what I created. And I watched people create some serious dogs, and the dog go after them, and they scared to correct the dog. And it's like, why? Look, and I watched dogs fight through the e-collar. The ones they had that joke up 1,000, and he fight. I'm like, but to me, that don't do nothing either, because it's a machine doing it. You need physical. He know it ain't you, because as soon as that e-collar go dead, he gonna do this.
Correct.
He gonna do this to you, guarantee you.
Let me ask you this. Now we're gonna transition over to the breed. Now I noticed that you love XL Bullies, but there has to be a purpose with your XL Bullies. Your XL Bullies have to fucking work. 100%.
Gotta work. You know why? Because I'm like this. Back in the day, the dog breeds that were coming up back in the day, and I'm gonna just give a few examples. Let's say German Shepherd, Rottweiler, Doberman. We're gonna even use the Great Dane. Okay, Neapolitan Mastiffs.
Yeah.
Back in the day, if you look at how those dogs were bred and what they actually did, even the Bull Mastiff, what they were actually used for, and look at what those dogs are now. Trash. Trash.
Trash.
When I say trash, I'm talking about Straight trash. The dogs ain't worth a damn nowadays. They're not bred for the purpose of what they were back in the day. Nobody, I mean, let's even go to the smaller breed of dogs. The Yorkshire Terrier was a dog that was used to hunt rodents. Now what the hell is it? A fucking pocket purse dog.
Yep.
The dog got a perm. People brushing the damn dog's hair. He looked like a blonde. Like, human beings will fuck up some shit. Put it like that.
No doubt. So my question is, Trauma is one of your boys, right?
Yeah.
And we saw some videos before we went live because I want to highlight some things.
Okay.
One of the videos I'm gonna show people, and it goes back to training that we're talking about. In the video, you told this guy, say, "Hey, man, a couple of times, don't slip the sleeve." You told him that, right? I want to make sure you let. And then what's crazy, he slipped it after you told him that, and then he agitated the dog, and then he picked the sleeve back up again. So now the dog already knows, okay, when I drop this sleeve, I still want you to focus on me.
Right.
And I want you to walk through what we're about to see in this particular situation. Let me cue it up, though. Right here. So let's cue this up. Tell me what we're about to see.
Well, this situation here, I was actually training Trauma to be able to hit off the ground. Okay. And my method of teaching a dog that is when you send a dog for the bite, right? All right. Just as the dog get about maybe 3 to 5 feet away from you, just about that time, start backing up real fast.
Right.
That makes the dog have the mentality of every time I get close to him, this joker gonna move. So guess what he gonna do? He gonna hit the NOS button right about there. He gonna hit that extra 20% of speed or impact to get to you. So I now he's supposed to be a trainer, but he's a sport trainer. Okay, he's a sport trainer, and
let's cue it up.
I explained it to him, told him, what I wanted. He had a method of doing a runaway bite. And I'm sitting there thinking on my head, that's not what I want. But since you so-called think that you know everything, go right ahead. I distinctly told him, my dogs are not equipment orientated. They're past that stage already. We done that already. That's over with. They know exactly to get on demand. This was all told to him. And it's not like he hadn't, seen this and this, that, and other. He's seen it all the way. Told him, don't slip the sleeve. Do not slip the sleeve. Don't. If you do, he coming after you.
And the thing about Trauma is that he's not hitting a particular target, the pocket or the arm. He's like, whatever the fuck comes closer to me, I'm hitting. This motherfucker didn't have no pants on, no jacket, only a sleeve.
Yep.
So here we go.
Here, like I'm going to catch him in the curve set. Instead of me backing up here, what I do is take off on him. Okay. So what that gets him to think is every time he's going to come down to a decoy, it's the same concept that you are doing, but I can catch him much safer this way.
He wasn't safe. He was scared.
That way I don't have to spin him out. You see what I'm saying? That's not. Let me not slip along, and I can't slip. No, do not slip the sleeve.
Did you hear that?
Do not slip the sleeve.
Right.
It's gonna be said again.
Do not slip the sleeve.
He just said it again.
I said, please don't slip it.
What?
Now he slipped it once, and he wasn't supposed to do that ever.
Well, no,
even after the bite.
Fun. No, that was
fine.
That was cool right there. I'm okay with that because that shows my dog is not equipment orientated, and he should have paid attention to that himself. If you agitating the dog right in, you ain't got no equipment, and the dog is centered in on you and not looking at the sleeve, that lets you know the dog is not a damn sleeve happy dog. It's not an equipment dog, and that's why he was told not to slip the sleeve.
Here we go. And this is an XL bully, correct?
Yes. Yep.
There you go.
Watch. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Watch. Good boy. Watch. Hey! Hey! Ready? Yep. Hey!
No. Now the bad thing about that is I couldn't get my out command out, because think about it. We just gave this man all these instructions what not to do, and we're expecting for it to go a certain type of way, the way we instructed it, and he did the complete opposite. But it goes to show he was a real civil dog. He knew to stay on demand. He had been trained to stay on demand. I don't give a damn if the coat gets snatched off, if your arm gets snatched off. Get the arm off and go back for the man.
All right, so we're going to watch another one, this police one. So cue me up about this police scenario.
Well, the police situation was, it was a good friend of mine. She breeds some very good German Shepherds and good working German Shepherds. She does IPO with her dogs, and we went down. She took me down, to work, see them and take trauma with us, and just to do some things. And they were doing, their scenarios or whatever the case may be. Now, I am ex-military, and I'm watching them do all these things. And I'm gonna be honest with y'all,
it was cute, wasn't it? Whatever they were doing was cute shit.
Well, I wouldn't even say cute, because I felt as though for them to be law enforcement, that their dogs should have been a lot more accurate, not advanced, but accurate. I mean, these dogs bit, but to me, their obedience was not good enough to be, on the street. That was just my opinion, especially, for me. That was just because
we're talking about police training to the difference. Yeah.
So when you say heel means at your left side. Heel doesn't mean to be 5 feet ahead of you. And that's what type of stuff was going on. So we just did they asked me what I wanted to do, and I was like, I want to do what y'all doing. So we just sent Trauma in for a bite. The guy was inside the truck, sent him in for the bite, took a bite. I've told him, recalled Trauma out, instructed the guy to step out, put Trauma in a low position, walked up to the decoy, patted him down, backed them up, escorted them backwards, told the decoy, to try to run, and, Trauma hits and out him and recall, pretty much just the way a police dog should have been. In my eyes, I think these are the standards for me for police dogs. I mean, especially with the money that they spend of taxpayers' money, I think, these are some of the things that should, be done. But hey, who am I? I'm just a brother who, I guess, got high expectations, I guess.
And remember, people, these are XL bullies. So they're gonna come with the thunder, and they're gonna, whatever they bite, they're gonna cut to the white meat.
Well, let's not say all of them like that. Let's not say that.
Not all of them, but
we got some trash XL bullies. They think my community breed just for size. They don't actually breed for working.
Right. But yours, has to work.
I want mine bred for working ability.
Here we go.
Whatever you do to keep him up for white work deal, okay? All right. Watch. Direct him up there. Watch. Stay just a little bit out the door, just with the arm. Watch. Forward. Good. Okay, go ahead and duck back in. Keep your arm up.
He's not letting go of that.
No, he's not letting go.
Here. Boots. Make step out of the car. Your hands against the wall. Get the vehicle. Listen to me. Against the vehicle. Boots. Your hands off the seat. You're gonna die, man.
Look at that. Right up on his butt cheek.
Yep.
As soon as he moved, he got it again.
Yep.
Now, how old is Trauma?
Trauma passed away. He was about 3 or 4 years old in this video.
Mm-hmm.
Back it up. You too. Back.
Reverse heel. Look at that.
You good now? You good?
That is dope, man. That is dope. That is
To
dope.
be honest with you, after I finished doing that, the police officer was like, "Who the hell trained that dog?" I'm like,
Me, motherfucker.
"Me." They couldn't believe it. They was like, "Wow!" Like, and I'm like, "Hey, this is just what I do." They couldn't believe it, but it was a good experience. The guy, I forgot his name. He was a great guy. The cop that was sitting next to me,
Yeah.
he was a real nice guy.
So we got another video I want you to I'm gonna queue up. It's the shepherd, and we're gonna take some questions too.
Okay.
It's the shepherd inside this kennel with the owner.
Okay.
So tell me about this one right here.
Well, this is a guy I know named Logan. He has a company called Charged Up K9. He has some German Shepherds. Now, Logan does a lot of, obedience. He does personal protection, but he does sport as well. Logan got a hellified German Shepherd. And when I say this is a actual man-stopping dog, this dog will definitely bite you. Like when I'm saying serious for the world, he is a serious dog. And we were just working on some agitation work, some sins, just some stressful stuff, water bottle work, this, that, and the other. At the end of the video, we let him have a sleeve or whatever, but I also have video of me working that dog, throwing sleeves in front of him, suits in front of him, and the only thing he focused is on me. And I mean, seriously throwing the suit directly in his mouth, and he spit it right out and come directly for me. Throwing the sleeve directly in his mouth, he spits it right out, and he's steady. He's center mass on me, ready to get me. So this video that we see here is just a trial run we was doing, but he did walk away with the sleeve as a souvenir or whatever. But this is not a sport dog by far, nowhere near.
It's a sable too, isn't he?
Yeah, his name is Titan, and that when I say that dog bite hard and he grab anywhere, the whole body is his target.
Here we go.
When he grabs, he grabbing and holding. He don't care what he grabs.
Here we go.
Stay back in there.
You go down. Yeah. Good boy. Stay up. Get up. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy.
Nice. And you kept your glasses on.
Yeah. I didn't even know it was water in there.
Look at that. Look at that shit.
I just tried to grab it. It still didn't come off.
That dog's a beast.
That motherfucker right there.
That's a police dog.
God damn, man.
Hey man, that's real good. Let me.
But I'm gonna be honest with you, man. You watch a lot of trainers, man, and they talk about they doing real person protection, and they'll think that that's too much pressure on the dog.
And you know what's crazy? What's crazy is that, okay, we're going to still get on the XL Bully. So, and then we're going to talk about this other one. Like, I'm writing notes down, man. When it comes to you having dogs in your camp, they have to be XL Bully. But I've noticed that yours is not. Yours is more athletic build, a little more or less, you know, and they're more agile. But the head size is still the same as the XL Bullies. What are you looking for in the traits physically and the tangible traits physically and the intangible traits? What are you looking for to keep in your camp? Because you're still a breeder too, right?
Yeah, I still breed, and I'm always trying to improve on what I produce. But I look for the clear head. In the bully community, they breed just for size and color. I feel like if I'm going to breed, I would like to have the whole kit and caboodle. I want the size, I want the beauty, I want the temperament, I want the workability, I want the health, I want the structure. I want it all. I don't feel as though that it's not obtainable to actually have that in that breed. And I think that, I'm sorry to say this, I think we have the worst breed on the planet, to be honest with you, when it comes to the bully community. And a lot of times you see these guys with these big dogs that's 140, 150, and they're really not 140 and 50. They're really just obese, to be honest with you. They're really just obese dogs. And they just want the dog's presence to be this big, bulky dog that's supposed to intimidate. But it's people like me in the world that I don't give a care how big you are, that don't intimidate me. I'd have seen the biggest person in the world get dropped with like he had a glass draw. So for me, I want the athleticism. You know, I want the big head. I want the exaggerated muscle tone. But I want it to be able to work and also still be stable and also still be able to be a family dog. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. I don't want just, you know, the big dog. And that was the reason why I got into the XL American Bully, because I kept seeing everybody on Facebook and they had these dogs and they were 100 pounds, 120, 130. And I'm like, God damn. But I had my boys, Apollo and Creed and some more, and they were only like about maybe somewhere between like 70 and maybe 90 pounds. And I'm like, okay, he big, but what he gonna do if I sock the shit out of you? What he gonna do if I kick your dough in? And I never seen any of them doing anything with them. And I'm like, so you guys just have big intimidation tactics? Is that what that is? Like, so you guys are feeding this big ass 140-pound dog, and if somebody kicking your door, he gonna run into the next room and say, look, I'm in the closet. I just don't think that that's worth it. And then, you know, I've said to you before, when you have a dog that's actually an asset, it's less likely to end up in the pound. When your dog is a dog that's actually an asset to your home and protecting you and this, that, and the other, they're less likely to say when they have to move and that situation change, we got to get rid of the dog. They won't get rid of the dog. It's just like a gun. Who have you seen ever get rid of a gun if they didn't have to? They always got a gun in their home to protect their house, even if they don't use it.
Yeah, even if they never shot the motherfucker except one time at the goddamn range.
Don't get rid of it, right? So you think about the dog. What's the purpose of having it? I mean, that's just, to me, I say this all the time. My dog can still be my pet. That's just like my woman can still be my woman. But if all you can do is suck up light, gas, water, and not do nothing, why do I need another bill? Or if it's no different than a woman. If I got a woman and all you can do is fuck me, what do I need you for? You ain't bringing nothing into the household. You're not elevating me. What do I need you for?
Right.
I can still get you to give me what I need and get rid of you, right or wrong. So the same thing with a dog. He can still be your pet, but why not make him an asset to your home? You know what I'm saying? And
just like mine's got to have a purpose.
Exactly.
I got 2 cats as pets. My dog's got to contribute to the household, bro. Listen, we talked about this before. I paid child support for 18, 19 years. And there's no way that a dog that does way more than me and doesn't do shit at the house, and you're not going to contribute? I mean, you're not going to help pay a direct TV bill or something, motherfucker?
Something. I mean, because you got to think about it. What if somebody actually breaks into your home or hurts you? I know you've seen it on TV before. People get into altercation, and guess what the dog do? The dog take off running before they do.
Yeah.
And it's like people don't realize that having a personal protection dog is actually a great thing. It can save your life. You know, even though it is your pet, I got a gun, but you don't always have your gun on you. That dog may be the first line of defense for you to be able to get your gun.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Or for you to get away to get to the neighbor's house to make a phone call to call the police. You get what I'm saying? Or even a dog that barks, alarming you, letting you know that, hey, it's somebody out here. You know, that way you can go get whatever you need to get. But I don't want nothing that's just gonna bark, because I've watched dogs that just bark, and guess what? What happens? It's just like an ADT sign. Just because you got ADT in your window don't mean somebody won't come break in.
That's facts. That's
right?
facts.
And if all it takes is for them to cut the wire on your alarm system, they still coming in. That's why I say people talking about personal protection dogs, but y'all don't never put y'all hands on the dogs. The dogs ain't never been actually touched. So the first time you touch the dog and he take off running, you think that robber gonna stop? If he didn't already know the threat, I can still rob you.
You know what's weird, man, is that, and we talked about this too, we made some good pointers. We had a hell of a time on the phone, and I'm remembering all this shit now. And some people get all moist and wet when they tell people, "Oh, my dog's father was a police canine dog." I'm like, what the fuck does that mean? Don't mean nothing. It was like, what, it bomb detection, drug sniffing? What he has one speed, go? I mean, it's like they think, well, if the father's a police dog, that means your dog is superior because he did what? You just said in the beginning of the podcast, while we were showing this other one, where you were doing that work with the police department, that motherfucker asking you who trained your dog. Because they know they shit wasn't half as dialed in.
I mean, they were dialed in to go bite, but that was it.
Yeah.
That's all it was. I just want to go bite.
And I've never seen a police dog out. The handler has to actually out the motherfucker by grabbing him and choking him.
I'm glad that you said that, because
never.
I had a video that I posted up on Facebook one time, and I posted up in regards to the police officers. I watched the police officers put a dog on a guy that was in handcuffs, and they couldn't get the dog off the gentleman. And this cop sitting here choking the dog off, choking the dog, and choking and choking and choking. And my thing is that it took him quite a while to get that dog off that gentleman. Okay. Yep. I mean, regardless of what crime he committed, once he was subdued and he was in handcuffs, that dog should have been able to be told to out right away. And they had to choke him off. And the thing that bothered me the most is that they have German Shepherds, Malinois, and Dutch Shepherds. These are taxpayers who are paying for this, first of all.
Top dollar, dog. Top dollar.
Taxpayers paying for this. And then these dogs are sent out on the streets half-ass done. Now, the police don't get in trouble 9 times out of 10 about this stuff.
Civil immunity.
They don't get in trouble about it. But when we have a personal protection dog and our dog does his job, when the police get there, if you can't out that dog, guess what happens? Those charges go against you as well. If you guess what they do? They'll end up shooting your dog because you can't get that dog off. Now, guess what? The tables turn. Now they send you to jail for either manslaughter or whatever. Now you got a dead dog, but it doesn't go for them. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So if I'm able to out this 127-pound XL American bully by just saying out, you should be able to do the same exact thing when there has been so many taxpayers' dollars that has been invested in this. Because it's not y'all money, it's the taxpayers' money. And we damn sure get tired of the taxes getting taken out of our checks and every little thing we do. And you guys are not making sure that it is done the correct way.
Yeah.
It's just not fair to the people. I just don't think that's right.
Me too. I mean, and again, I think it's a title that people want to brag about and don't know what the fuck it means. We're going to take some questions. One of these guys from Oaktown, One Love 3, He said, I'm the same way. We was talking about correcting the dog. I'm the same way. But does old way break your dog, or is it just a balance of love and discipline? You can answer that.
I'm gonna put it like this: the old way doesn't break your dog, but I'll say this: if you look at the old dogs from back in the day, they were bred different than what we have now. So you have to understand what you have from back then to what you have now. Think about even in society. The kids nowadays are so soft. Back in the day, these kids that were growing up, we work, we this, that, and other. These kids nowadays don't do nothing. So it's the same thing with the dogs. Like, look at how the dogs have been bred. Nobody are breeding these dogs to have these genetics of working in this any of that anymore. They're
breeding to have a more softer temperament, and that's a genetic thing.
Yep, softer temperament. And like I said, back in the day, those dogs weren't bred like that. Now, I'm not saying abuse your dog, but have the understanding of a dog is an animal. It lives by a pack mentality. I don't give a damn how much we bring them in our home. We're not changing anything. It still has the mentality of understanding pack mentality. It is nothing but a domesticated wolf. That's all it is. That's all it is. It's a domesticated wolf.
Yep.
Even street dogs that you see overseas, it'd be a pack of them. They have a alpha. So what's the difference? Nothing. Yep. So no, breaking your dog is not. And I see the question is fear the only way to control the dog? I never said make your dog fear you. I said to have your dog to understand that it respects you, but has fear for you. And that's no different than us as people. We all have parents, and the ones that were lucky enough to have fathers. Okay, we ain't necessarily have fathers, strict mothers. We loved our mothers. We got discipline, but we also feared them just as well.
That's right.
Because we knew what their capability was. I know for a fact my mother was a goon. Literally. I was not raising up to my mom because I knew she was the type of woman that will pick up a brick and bust my head with it. Because she I'd be damned if I let the streets take it. You know what I'm saying? So it's no different.
Yeah, my mom was a fucking nutcase. I mean, and she would fight a dude as if she's a dude, and don't think that she won't well on your ass if you fuck up at home. And people, I'm not talking about slapping your hand. No, my mom, whatever was in arm's reach was a weapon.
Hey, bro, same way. My mother would grab cast iron skillet, hot wheel tracks, broom. Yeah. After a while, to the point where when she realized that didn't hurt me no more, she squared up with me and just started rocking me like she didn't know me.
And you know what? That kept me alive, bro.
Same here.
It kept me alive. You know what I'm saying?
I love her for it because I know a lot of people that I went to school with, bro. They not here no more.
No. They
not here because they didn't have that.
Here's somebody. Bordeaux. Let me see here. Here's a guy. Oh yeah, this guy right here is Skylick Baker Barkery. He said crazy video. The one with the guy slipped the sleeve.
Yeah, a lot of people said that.
He said, damn, trauma is applying pressure.
I missed that boy.
Here's another one. Can you ask Larry what is his experience with the difference between Dutches and Belgian Malinois?
I've worked some Malinois, and in my experience with them, you know, they Maligators. You get some that are over the top, got a lot of energy. And I've worked some Dutches, and I remember I worked a Dutch that was with that police company, right? And this dog had, when I say this dog had no self-preservation of his body, none. I was on a brick wall in the soup. They sent that dog ran to me full speed and hit me and let all his body smack the wall and did not care. And when
Stayed
I
on your ass.
he did, when I say his body smacked that wall like that, that's how hard he hit the wall. And he did not come off the bite. But as far as my experience with him, Malinois seem to have a lot of energies, Dutches too, but they kind of similar to me. Some can be a little bit on the, nervy side, and then some can be just, balls to the walls going. So I think they definitely not a dog for anybody. You definitely gotta be willing to put in 150% of time with that dog. That is not a pet dog.
What's interesting about you, which is to me, I find very cool, is that you're doing something with the XL Bullies that I don't see a lot of, where you actually, the motherfuckers want to work.
Yeah.
Your dogs work. So to me, it's like, I have my different views on Dutches and Malleys because there's so many of those motherfuckers out there. It's like, when I see a Malinois jump over a 6-foot wall and do all this acrobatic shit, 12 feet from and grabbing a wedge, and I expect that.
Right.
It's like seeing all the gymnasts that I've seen do flips of 4'11". I'm done with that. It's like, yo, you watch all Olympics, all the gymnasts are fucking short. They cut up. Okay, they well built up top. It's like, give me something new. I want to see a 6'8" motherfucker do that shit.
And that's the reason why I did it, because you never see the XL Bully working like that. You'll see a Malinois, you'll see a Doberman, you'll see a German Shepherd, you'll see all these, Dutch Shepherd. You see all these dogs doing these things, but you don't, a lot of people used to look at Trauma, and I won a lot of protection competitions with him. They would look at him and they would like, oh, he ain't finna do nothing. Like, especially it was a competition I did. They thought Trauma wasn't gonna jump through that window. He hopped through that window like it wasn't nothing and jumped right out with no problem. People looking at the dog like, this damn dog got to be 125 pounds.
See, here's the deal. Here, I'm gonna give you a game. I remember when I was doing IPO, and now it's changed to IGP.
Okay.
And they made it a little easier now. They're taking out a lot of scenarios that would have really challenged the dog. And when the Dutches are coming on the field, when the Shepherds are coming out there, people going to get their popcorn, getting their Gatorade, they've seen that show before. But when Adobe stepped out there, or Rottweiler, or in Gerald Rogers' case, Schnauzer,
yeah,
motherfuckers are watching
because they think it's all for the fail. They think it's for the fail.
So when I was watching that video of you at the police department, it's like half the fucking department was out there watching. And I'm not gonna say this because I used to be a cop, right? But they're still human. And I'm gonna say this. I would say over half those motherfuckers, especially if they was in the K9 unit, was trying to see if you were gonna fail to show each other that, hey, our shit is dialed in. This motherfucker coming off the street, his shit is whack. We know what we doing. Right. Instead of being open-minded, say, you know what? If he got this dog, one of the XL Bullies to get the right one that works, when they're in that tunnel vision, motherfuckers, you got to stab those motherfuckers from to get off your ass, right? Right. So they should have been learning versus being critical. And I'm not saying all of them were, but all of them were not fucking rooting for you. I can promise you that.
Oh, but right. Look, I'm not boo-boo the fool.
Right. So my thing is, but when yours did it, they were all shook up, especially the escort shit, man. And again,
well, you know what? I'm just glad I was able to show them in the light that breed alone can be trained, because you got to think about it. And it's not the police fault. It's actually the bully community's fault. What the way they breed the dogs and what they do with the dogs. You can't blame nobody but the people who breed those dogs and what they do with them. So it's really just not, it's not right. You get what I'm saying? It's not right. So I was just able, I'm glad that I have obtained the knowledge that I have obtained from several different trainers and watching and dissecting and using common sense and being the still learning trainer, because I will never ever take on the title of I'm a master trainer, because I feel like when you say you're a master trainer, you have closed your door. You have closed your door, because there's no such thing as a master trainer, because techniques evolve, dogs evolve. So one technique may work for this dog, it may not work for that dog. So what's your next step? You got to find what works, and things change all the time. One thing that has never failed is evolution.
That's true. Let me ask you a question. You have a club, but in your club or in your group of people, are you the only one working the XL Bullies, or if some other people have taken on that thing where they got XL Bullies that they want to work as well?
Well, I have a lot of clients that have purchased dogs from me that they work in their dogs, and it's my lines that I produce. And I really love when I get somebody that actually gets a dog for me and is actually doing training with it, because I like to see my product work. You get what I'm saying? So a lot of times I put a lot of dogs with people that I know are around me and willing to come train, because I want to see the production. I want to see what I actually bred and see, was it a good fit, see if I can actually go any further with that. You know what I'm saying? So, but it's not abundant as like I want it to be, but the ones that I am able to get a hold of and to work with, had a pleasure to work with, they turn out pretty doggone good. So,
how many females you got right now?
I have my girl Maggie and my old girl Nova.
Okay. And one stud.
Yeah, and that's my boy Preacher. Yeah,
Preacher.
He's only 5 months and he's 78 pounds. So damn. Yeah, he's a big boy. And I've just started doing basic drive work with him, grip work, just obedience, nothing too much with him. You know what I'm saying? Just,
well, you can't put too much on him. You can't, you can't put too much pressure on a 5-month-old. You know what I'm saying? And their attention span is that of a fucking 1-year-old. They on to the next.
On to the next. So he's my next and up and coming. So I'm working with him, and we'll see how that turn out. Because
I appreciate it. People, you can follow Larry Brodanex. Did I pronounce it right?
You got it right.
Okay, you can follow Larry, my man LB. His Facebook, that's under construction right now, because he got his work shit with his personal shit. Now he's gonna be having a business page separate.
Yeah, I'm
gonna personal.
Yeah,
right.
I got skating on that, dogs, all type of stuff. It's
right.
It's all over the place.
But you can follow him on Instagram right now at 3TE_Academy_Trauma-Line. Trauma-Line is the name of your kennel, right?
No, Trauma-Line is my bloodline.
Bloodline, right? Bloodline.
I'm 10 generations in with Trauma's blood.
Okay. And are you on TikTok?
I've been posting here and there on TikTok a little bit. Just
you gotta fuck with it, man. They a lot more like loose with the shit we put up.
Yeah,
you gotta fuck with it.
The things I put up, it's been pretty, pretty good. I just, a lot of times, man, I'm doing so much and I'm running around, and sometimes I just don't get a chance to get on social media and post. And a lot of times when I'm working clients' dogs and stuff, man, I'm supposed to record. Now I don't record nothing because I be so worried about, doing what I'm doing with the dogs. You know what I'm saying? So I don't get a lot of content like I should. Like the guy Logan from Charge Up K9, I got that footage because he really has some amazing German Shepherds, bro. I mean, when I say he didn't know what he had no idea what he had. You know what I'm saying?
Rocky Mountain, yeah. Meredith said, "Thanks, G, for bringing this guy on. You came back with fire. Glad to see you doing this soon. Thank you once again, buddy. No problem, Meredith. Hey, man, I want to say, man, we got to do this again, man, and I got to come out to Chi-Town and do a whole little episode with you with this working XL bully bloodline called Trauma Lines, because I think you're onto something, and this is setting you apart from everybody else, and that's what you got to do.
Well, can I say this before we go?
Sure.
To people out here who may be looking for a working XL American Bully, if they say they got working dogs, tell them to show you. A lot of times these people will tell you this dog got drive. and they'll just throw a ball and the dog go get it. That's not drive. I can actually show at least 20 videos of my productions of puppies up to grown dogs working, doing bite work, obedience, gunfire, armed robbery, carjackings, several dogs. Just because you have one dog in a litter and you had a puppy and you trained for personal protection, that does not mean you're breeding personal protection dogs.
Yep, that is true.
You know what I'm saying? And even when let's not even say just bullies, even with Dobermans, Rottweilers, German Shepherds, whatever, if they're saying that these are working dogs, tell them, show me. Don't show me just one. Don't just show me mother and father. Show me the offspring as well. Show me these lines constantly working. Don't just show me one or two dogs, because that just lets me know you just got lucky.
Yeah, I need to see consistency.
Exactly. When you sitting there seeing all these certain bloodlines and you like this bloodline, you know that bloodline working because they're showing mother, father, son, auntie, uncle, great grandfather, great grandmother, and all these dogs are actually working, and they're of that line. That's what you call a working line.
Yep.
It's not about just one dog doing, I'm selling person protecting dogs. No, you're not. You're not. You got one dog out the litter that had the capability of doing it. What about the rest of the litter? Did you test them? Did you see? Do people actually do imprinting on their puppies early to see which ones have the capability of doing it?
Yeah.
They don't do that. I watch people, and I'm glad somebody said Corsos. I can't stand that breed of fucking dog under the fucking sun. I hate them. I hate them. Either they're super aggressive or super skittish. And then super skittish turns into aggression. It's never just a balance, ever.
It's never in between, yeah.
It's never a balance. And I'm like, why? But I gotta say this, big dog. You know, people might not like this.
Say it, dog. Shit.
The American people here got the worst shit. I'm just gonna be honest with you.
Yeah.
You got to get your stuff imported. Even in the bully community, I see more well-bred dogs overseas than I do here. I'm talking about German Shepherds,
yeah,
Rottweilers, Dobermans,
yeah,
XL Bullies. Those dogs look so much better and have so much working ability. This crap here, we'll fuck up a wet dream.
Yep. Yeah. That's facts, bro. I mean, every male that I've purchased been over fucking seas, because the breeders know what the breed was designed for. And I'm talking about Dobies, right? Now, there are breeders overseas that breed for a certain thing, but most of the breeders are line breeding, and they want that genetic trait still to stay in that dog.
Exactly.
Over here, they're just putting two big dogs together.
That's it.
Two big dogs.
That's it. That's it. They ain't worried about the dog's personality. They ain't worried about the drive. They ain't worried about the health. Nothing. Us Americans, I'm sorry. I'm just going to, a squirrel is a squirrel to me. A duck is a duck. We got the worst crap on the planet. Overseas stuff is so much better.
Yep.
I'm sorry. Even in the bully community, I'm watching people overseas and I'm looking at their dogs like, God damn, that's a beautiful damn dog. I'm talking about now. I don't know about working wise, but the way the dog is actually looking, I'm like, wow. And then you can kind of see the temperament of the dog, the way it carries itself. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Do you see the actual dog itself personality? Because you can look at a dog and see if a dog is confident about itself. And you can see the ones that's like, nah, he ain't gonna cut it. This one ain't gonna cut it. A lot of these breeders nowadays, they not even imprinting or testing any dogs to see what's what. They not. They just breed two dogs.
That's true.
Trying to make this.
Yep. Hey, man, I want to say, man, thanks for coming on the show. Don't hang up when we get offline. I'm going to go back on. But thanks, man, LB, for taking the time out to do this at such a short notice. But I had to bring you on because every time I watch your videos, I learn something. And if I can learn something from you, then my interest is piqued, right? So until next time, people, thanks for coming on, Larry. We're going to do this again.
All right, brother.
Until next time, as I always say, people, be resilient, but be responsible. Take care. Boom.